is in the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce and Industry, that's known as NAFCOC. This year, marking 60 years of existence. Now, they pride themselves as being Africa's oldest as well as largest chamber of commerce, with great names like Richard Maponya, Dr. SSam Motsuenyane at the helm, to name just a few. Now, the chamber does represent the interests of black-owned businesses. Let's speak to the current leadership. We're joined by the president of NAFCOC, that's Gilbert Musina, who joins us live in studio. Mr. Musina, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate your patience as well, as we had, of course, been following that story. Baba, if we were to just, I want to go to the website of NAFCOC. Yeah. And it says that NAFCOC's main objective is to unite, promote, and encourage the development of black and small business in South Africa, and thereby draw the majority from the peripheries to the front lines of economic activity and decision-making. When you look back 60 years, has NAFCOC been able to move the needle and achieve its main objective?
Thank you very much for inviting us. We really appreciate, to be here and talk to you. Indeed, NAFCOC has been able to do exactly what we have actually outlined. But I must actually indicate that it is not really a question of 60 years. We have been in existence ever since. I mean, if you take it from the 1910, when the Union of South Africa was, constituted, basically black people were left out. And remember, before even 1652, we were able to do trading among ourselves. So what I'm trying to say is that Africans have always been trading among themselves. We have always been in business. We have always been mobilizing our people. We have always been uniting our people. But the biggest problem when in 1948, the Nationalist Party government was coming into being, we realized that there is a lot of economic policies that are going to be very, very, brutal to our people. Because they were racist, they were apartheid-based, they were colonial-based. So we started challenging those, policies from that time, but operating as African Traders Association, which was a precursor for NAFCOC. In 1964, then NAFCOC was established.
Are you finding that some of the issues that were faced by NAFCOC, by black South Africans, by black business back then are perhaps being felt and seen even in today's world?
Precisely, because, as far as we are concerned, with due respect, there has been a democratic change, yes, we agree, but that is only political changes. Economically, we are still really where we are, or where we were, because, for instance, we tried to put an African bank, the one and the only African bank, owned by black people, which was established by black people. But today, as we speak, it's no longer under our control. Why? The government is supposed to assist us to get the bank back. I mean, I can go on and say, here is the VBS, which was established by our people, but today it's no longer under their control. The next one is Itala Bank. We can no longer continue like this. Actually, as we go down to celebrate our anniversary, there will be a lot of reflection. We want to just share with people, both in the country, in the continent, what major achievement has NAFCOC achieved, and also to deal with the question of what are the obstacles and challenges that are facing us now, so that we must find a solution to that.
The issues, though, for example, the three lenders that you made note of, the African Bank, Itala, VBS, etc., some could say have been exacerbated or made worse by us ourselves.
Well, it's always the mentality of the oppressor. I mean, they went to an extent of creating an atmosphere or a situation where once you are black, you are not supposed to get anything. I mean, look at the guy, with due respect, the guy who invented the please call me. We as NAFCOC were actually going to look for the guy and talk to him and assist him. I mean, the mere fact that it has been done by black people, it's not supposed to be, recognized. So South Africa is still in a very, very bad situation. I mean, we see it in our own space as business people. You put a very, very, good business case, but you submit it to either the banks, they refuse to fund you. You submit it to even our own DFIs. instead of funding you, they actually frustrate you. We have an issue which we are dealing with currently with the IDC, and we want to bring this to the attention of the president. We bought a company in the textile manufacturing in Durban, KZN.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, we went to the IDC to request for support and money. They are now wanting to take it from us. You know, we know the javelins which are
What is the reason given?
Eh?
The reason given to you for
Well, look, they say maybe there is no market. I mean, I cannot even understand why they can say there is no market.
Yeah.
Whereas all of us are wearing the textile. Whereas all the whole continent with 1.3 billion people are wearing the textile.
Yeah.
We can no longer continue to really receive waste or dumping products from other countries. We must do it ourselves.
I want to talk about BEE. It's had a lot of people perhaps trying to fight against it in some parts of the country as well. Then, what is your sense of BEE as it stands? I mean, NAFCOC itself, of course, developed quite a few policies that aided Black economic empowerment back in 1990 as well. What do you think of where it stands right now, and do you see it continuing in the future? We're very much disappointed. Very, very disappointed, because we are the pioneers, we are the champion of Black economic empowerment. We came to, to facilitate the CODESA process, negotiations. But unfortunately, the CODESA produced political solution, did not touch the economic, emancipation of our country. But however, we continue to provide guidance and guidelines on economic policies, which we did. I mean, the NAFCOC came with what we call Resolution 3456, which was actually putting different landmarks to say at this year we should be finished with this particular or Black participation at the particular level. But up to so far, there is a reversal of Black economic empowerment. I mean, those who went there to be empowered, today they are losing all those deals. They have been taken out of the deals. So it means the colonizers, the settlers, are actually consolidating the economy back to themselves. I hear you. Just very quickly as well, just for the interest of time, I do have two questions. But your thoughts on the VAT increase and the impact that will have then on Black businesses, on small businesses just as a whole as well. That is bound to, in many quarters, it's bound to hurt. What is your sense of that proposal by the African National Congress and government? NAFCOC is what we call the second pillar of our liberation struggle. Yes. Whereas the first one is the political, organization, perhaps collectively. But look, government or the Minister of Finance could have actually engaged us before even suggesting the increase of VAT. Because that increase, in as much as we respect government, but it will have a serious negative repercussion to the small businesses. Because for now, small businesses, already are having huge operational costs. But to put extra increase on that, it really will give us with a very, very serious problem. Government should have targeted the big corporates, which are on daily basis, yearly basis, sending a lot of illicit money outflow out of our country. That's where government should have actually... So you think there should have been an increase in corporate tax? Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That should have been the case. And the thought on the wealth tax that has been touted by some of the political parties also? Well, I believe the wealth tax may be a good thing because, after all, look, what do we mean by reducing the inequality? It means you need to really reduce the revenue which are directed to big companies or people who are earning high and subsidize the little man on the street or the SMME. Mr. Musina, what do the next 60 years look like for NAFCOC? Well, we hope we'll all go to the basics. As you have witnessed from 1994, we've been having systematic, erosion of our democracy because we left economy outside. Now we are calling for political parties, progressive political parties, to come to NAFCOC so that we deal with the question of how do we sustain ourselves politically and economically for the next 60 years. going to be a tough one because it looks like we're going to have to start that journey on our own for the most part, because international cooperation seems to be very weakened at this stance. Unfortunately, that is all the time we do have this morning. But thank you so much, especially for joining us in studio as well and having this discussion. Congratulations on ultimately 60 years as well then as NAFCOC, and we certainly hope to see even greater improvements, greater structural changes, and greater collaboration and conversations from NAFCOC as well. Gilbert Musina, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much. But I must say, lastly, you know what is happening globally is actually creating an opportunity for us, together with our government, to now start looking and searching for new markets, looking and searching for new friends, because we cannot be held down. We cannot be bullied. Thank you.
Fantastic. Gilbert Musina, the president of NAFCOC, joining us in studio there. Thank you so much for your time again this morning.